Are you really happy in the UK? Drop a comment below and let's talk about it. This is going to be a podcast where I will be trying to combine my love for gaming with the various thoughts that goes through my mind. If you can relate, subscribe for more. So onto the subject. Like on the surface, the UK seems like a great place to live, right? You know, it's got a diverse culture, especially me being a Londoner, and depending on which part of London you go to, you're gonna see so many different ethnicities, so many different types of cultures, and you're gonna come across so many different types of people. From that perspective, I can't really fault the UK. I know outside of London though, it's an entirely different story. But you know, there is definitely a rich history in the UK. Different towns, different cities, all with their own individual vibe. It's up to you to try and explore that, and there are some iconic landmarks. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel as though the 9 to 5 structure is actually dying out. Not dying out per se, but more and more people are starting to realize just how soul draining it is spending so much time at our workplace. Yes, we have to work to pay bills, but we don't want our lives to circle around paying said bills. We also want to live, right? You know, I've read countless sources online and seen stats where it's like a third of employees feel burnt out. That's insane when you think about it. 1 in 3 people are feeling burnt out in their place of work. I mean, you know, initiatives like flexible working hours and also working remote is starting to gain traction. I don't think companies are doing enough, if I'm being honest. I feel like all companies should invest in their employees' well-being from the perspective of having a therapist within the office place, you know, that can give people that additional support when they need to speak to somebody. Give someone impartial advice that is beneficial to that individual person, because many times where we are encouraged to speak to HR, however we know HR is mostly gonna be working from what is best for the business. Every year there is an increase in the overall landscape when it comes to mental health issues, which is a positive step, to be honest. But as I mentioned before, I think we definitely need to do a better job in making these services easily accessible to everybody. Additionally, an area that I'm seeing a lot of people, and it kind of ties into the job situation, because we need to work to live. Unfortunately, we're not working to thrive. We're not working to enjoy ourselves. For the most part, and for most people, we are working just to live and just to survive. And what ties into that is the cost of living. And I'm seeing so many videos of people, of the hardships that people face when it comes to buying food or energy costs or mortgage payments or child schooling fees and so on and so forth. And I'm just wondering, like, it kind of feels like the government do not care about us anymore in any capacity. I'm seeing more and more people starting to complain about these issues, and it's weird that we're not really seeing an end in sight. You know, like, it would be an entirely different story if, yes, we're struggling now, however, we can also see the long-term vision. We can see, okay, then we may be struggling now as a nation, but a year down the line, 2 years down the line, even 3 or 4 years down the line, right, we're going to be in a much stronger position economically. We're all going to have more money in our pockets. Taxes are going to go down. Interest rates will drop. There's going to be more support for people that need it. But it's actually the opposite. People are struggling right now, and we're all going through this dark tunnel, but we do not see the light at the end of it. And that is what's worrying. That is what's most troublesome for me. Just the amount of hardship and the amount of pain and struggle that I am seeing in the lives of people around me, and them losing hope on their situation getting better. Personally, I fully understand on changing your perspective, listening to affirmations and trying to be positive in all situations. But at the same time, you can only work with the tools that you've been given. And for the most part, our tools are blunt, let's be honest. And because things are so expensive and because you spend so much time at work, it hampers the community and social aspects of our lives. You know, you don't have as much time to spend with friends. You don't have as much money to spend with friends doing social things that are going to enrich you and their lives, you know, enrich the wider community as well. And that's troublesome. And I genuinely believe that those type of events and those type of interactions, they are vital to our overall mental well-being and can significantly enhance happiness if we can get that down. Another area which I think is not spoken about enough is the weather. Man, the weather in the UK is dire. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel as though we are getting less and less summertime as the years go on. We are seeing the sun less and less as the years roll on. And not only that, it's also colder for longer as well. Whenever it gets to summertime, you know, May, June, July, August, September time, I feel like we only get really and truly about 2 to 3 weeks of solid sun. I remember when I was younger, 6 weeks holiday as a child. The 6 weeks holiday when you break up for school during the summer months, you actually got a genuine summer break where it just felt like every day was hot. Every day the sun was out. We had actual seasons. We had summer, we had autumn where it got a little bit colder, and then we used to sometimes we used to see snow coming around Christmas time during December, maybe in early into January. Now, I feel like we have a couple weeks of sun, or okay, that's maybe exaggerating a little bit, but I genuinely feel we have in between 2 to 4 weeks of sun, and then the rest is just dead weather. It's just overcast, it's grey, it's gloomy, and all of that feeds into the unhappiness of the nation. And you know what's funny? I know this because whenever we do have nice weather in the UK, it's like a whole other country. It's like an entirely different country. Everybody's out and about, everybody's enjoying themselves. You're a bit more jovial. You can go and sunbathe, you're getting vitamin D. It just raises the spirits of everybody. But this constant grey, overcast, gloomy climate that we're currently in, it's just depressing when you really deep it. You know, this is just a quick thought that I had, and I tend to have many thoughts like this. It doesn't keep me up at night, thankfully. However, it does cross my mind, and I feel like YouTube is a good outlet to not feel crazy, to not feel alone. You know, this is just my 2 pence on this situation. Many may enjoy a high quality of life, whether they're outside of London, within London. They have a high salary. They have, you know, they've been born into wealth. Everybody's circumstance is different, but there are others who are facing significant challenges. And I feel as a nation, we should be very open to everybody that's living within the country, hearing their situations, hearing their challenges, and that's gonna be the only way that we move forward as a country, where we understand where our neighbor is coming from and we show them the same grace that we show ourselves. So what do you think? Are you truly happy in the UK? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell for more thought-provoking content, coupled with my gaming, of course, which is just something I do. It helps my mind to flow when it comes to these type of thoughts, which is very interesting, right? I mean, I game and I talk at the same time. It's very, very interesting. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.
Thank you for these gifts.